Welcome to Telling the Tale, the podcast about Telltale games and their mini episodic narrative interactive adventures. I'm your host, Mitchell Farley-Wolf, and I'm here as always joined by Dustin Jackson.
Want to know something super cool about this week?
Yeah, I do.
I'm recording from my parents' house because they are out of town.
How is it? Is it exciting there?
No. It's basically the same.
So this week we're going to be talking about Batman the Telltale series Episode 4, Guardian of Gotham, released on November 22nd, 2016, directed by Mark Drost, written by Eric Sturpey, Patrick Kevin Day, Shannon Ingalls, and Luke McMullen, designed by Mark Darren, Emily Garrison, Michael Kirkbride, Michael McCormick, and Juan Vaca. A lot of good names.
Great collection of names.
Here's the thing about this episode, Dustin.
Woo!
I promised you before we started recording that I had a little surprise for you this episode.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to break it out so early.
Oh, it's going to be the whole thing. Whole thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This time, I'm going to turn to the greatest minds of YouTube to make our podcast a little bit more exciting.
Okay.
This week's episode is going to be a keikaku, and I'm going to eat a whole giant burrito during
it. Wow. That's so cool. You know what's interesting about that is before we started recording, I was like, I really want to eat these chips.
Oh, bring them out.
Well, now they're on the kitchen table and I'm all the way over here, so I feel like I'm just gonna let this one slide.
Dude, I'm gonna eat this whole burrito and you're not even gonna take any chip opportunities?
Oh, you know what? If the need arises, I will chip.
I like how much sound the paper is making right now.
Yeah, it's great.
It's more than I thought it would. This is a California burrito.
Uh-huh.
Purchased from a local, kind of small Mexican food place called Vallarta's Express. It's one of my favorite Mexican food places in San Diego. You gotta order the California burrito. And a California burrito, are you familiar with the ingredients within?
I am not. Why don't you fill me in on it?
So it's a lot like a standard kind of carne asada burrito.
Uh-huh.
But also, it's full of French fries.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of stuff in one burrito.
Well, I guess it depends on the amounts of those things. So I think the full ingredient list is carne asada, sour cream, guacamole, French fries, some pico de gallo, like a little bit of pico de gallo, and yeah, that's a burrito.
That's pretty cool. This is going to be quite an episode. This is like
cheese is in there.
This has never been done on our podcast before, I think. You're making history.
I don't think it's ever been done at all.
Ever?
Mm-mm.
You're probably right about that.
Dustin, it's so good. It's my favorite burrito.
You were saying I was going to hate this. I'm pretty indifferent to it.
I think that if you cared more about the quality of the show, you'd hate it, but I forgot you didn't. So,
no, I care. I care.
But
I also want my friend Mitchell to be happy.
Why don't you tell me about the quality of this week's episode?
I like this episode a lot. I had a great time with this episode. Things are really ramping up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I prefer this episode or episode 2. I feel like both had a lot of really big standout moments.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know what? I think I'm still going to put 2 over it by like a pinch because I really liked the bar fight with Selena and Bruce.
Yeah, 2 did really make us think that the season was going to be about something else. Because now in episode 4, like, Selena's out. She's leaving. Our relationship with Harvey is already very shot. It's basically dead.
Whoops.
Yeah, the children of Arkham are, like, kind of a big problem, kind of not. Lady Arkham definitely is. But it seems like we kind of got rid of Oswald now.
Yeah, I'm guessing next episode will just be Lady Arkham.
I bet there's going to be a lot of
A lot of
Harvey
Harvey.
Danger in there too. What's his
Harvey
name?
Danger.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah, you got it that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this one quite a bit. I still think that the idea of like Catwoman and Batman are teaming up and they're going to do maybe a Monster of the Week kind of fight. Just it could never have worked in a Telltale series, but I still want it, you know?
Yeah.
We never get much status quo in Telltale series. They're like, these people have worked together forever. And I'm like, well, we got like one mission where Catwoman and Batman worked together. And that was like the brief amount of time that we were put in the status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Joker was in this one. What do you think of Joker?
I thought he was, well, I didn't see any Joker. I did see a John Doe in this episode, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who had Joker-esque qualities.
Yeah, he did. He was just a person with Joker features.
Yeah, he had like the green hair, the pure white skin, but you know, he doesn't, there's no reason to just assume this guy is the Joker.
He was telling a lot of jokes.
Yeah, he was laughing a lot, so I can see why someone would think that.
Dustin, I realize what's wrong with my premise for this podcast. I wasn't sharing, do you want to bite?
Yes, please.
I don't know where my manners had went.
That's okay. Do you mind if I take the bite now?
Yeah.
Hum.
Okay.
All right, now I feel like we can get this podcast truly on the road.
Did you get enough of all the different stuff? Did you get the meat and the cheese and the French fries and the guacamole and the salsa all together?
Well, it kind of all dribbled down my chin. I didn't really get to swallow any of it, but I'll ask for another bite later if that's cool.
It all dribbled down your chin?
Yeah, the entire bite, but maybe
what are you,
later.
New? Is this your first time eating?
Yeah.
Wow.
But, you know, later in the podcast, maybe at a random time, I'll ask you for another bite.
So thank you. I'm waiting on pins and needles.
You're welcome.
Yeah. This episode starts with us getting thrown into Arkham.
Yeah.
After publicly beating up Oswald Cobblepot. And,
yeah, I mean, he deserved it.
Oh, for sure. But we didn't want to do that. It was the drugs.
Yeah.
What's great about this little intro scene is that in Shadows, the way they present the like flashback of Bruce beating up Oswald is so cool.
I bet.
I really strongly recommend, even to you, Dustin, who's already played it, play like up to meeting Joker for the first time in this episode on Shadows.
Okay.
It looks crazy. It looks really cool.
That does sound cool.
Yeah. It's the only bit I would say, like maybe the most important bit to replay in Shadows, because every like frame, it cuts to a different, still monochrome, but like based in a different color.
Ooh.
And
I like
then
the sound of that.
Once you actually wake up and come to your senses in Arkham, it's black and white again.
That sounds neato. I want to see it. I probably won't do it right away. You know what I'll do? I'll look it up on YouTube because I don't want to replay the episode.
Fair. Also, remember how Oswald's tie is yellow, and it's like one of the few things that stand out?
Yeah, I remember that.
Joker's hair and eyes are green.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah, and everything else is not green.
You know what? That makes sense. If you want those to stand out, it makes sense for those to be green, but nothing else to be green.
Yeah. It is weird, though, because, like, green hair in that wild kind of style is definitely identifiable as the Joker.
Yeah.
Green eyes is a normal trait.
That's just something some people have.
Yeah, and I kind of have it. Am I the Joker?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I hate to say it, but, I mean, you have all the symptoms.
Funny?
Well, I was going to say the green eyes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I have seen the movie Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, that I think is a bad sign.
Yeah. That's the first step in becoming the Joker, seeing the movie The Joker.
That was your Joker moment.
Oh, Dustin, I forgot to tell you, I meant to bring this up earlier. I watched the Robert Pattinson starring Batman movie that came out just a couple years ago.
Oh,
for the first
how was
time
now.
it? Long, pretty good.
Awesome.
I liked it. I don't think it's not going to beat like the Nolan movies for me.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty strong. And there's a couple of really interesting comparison and contrastions you could do with this game just to that movie. They both heavily feature the Penguin.
Ooh.
In very, very different ways. And I would say both of them in very, very different ways than normal. The Penguin in the movie is a mob boss, more of like a mafia head.
Right.
But he's like under Falcone.
Okay, so Falcone's there as well.
Falcone's there as well. Falcone is the one of the big bad guys of the whole movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. And also, Thomas Wayne is maybe crooked in this movie.
Wow, this sounds like it has quite a few cues from this.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they played this game and used it as a bit of an inspiration, jumping off point. Not that I think it's common within comics that Thomas Wayne was a little bit more important in and of himself, but it does seem like on that level, the collusion between Falcone and Thomas Wayne pre-existing, that feels like it's from this game.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. When your first thing you can say about a movie is that it's long.
It is about 3 hours.
That's interesting that's your first opinion.
I just think it could.
But I'm glad it was strong. I'm glad it was strong despite it.
What is I think my biggest takeaway from the movie, and maybe the biggest thing that makes Robert Pattinson's character different than all the other people who've played Bruce Wayne, is that in this movie there is no attempt to make the character, like the characterization, the personality of Bruce Wayne and Batman different people. And Batman acts like Batman normally does, and Bruce Wayne acts like Batman normally does.
I'd probably have to see it. I don't like the sound of that, but...
Well, what's interesting about it is Bruce Wayne is a complete recluse. He goes out in public one time in the whole movie as Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
And he goes out to a funeral for the mayor. There's a mayoral election in the movie, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting, at least, right? Yeah, so he goes out to a funeral to the mayor, and like that's the only time he is like Bruce Wayne, and he's very clearly playing Bruce Wayne as an extreme introvert. Like a what's the phobia for going outside? That's what's that called again?
Good question. I'm sure that's somewhere on the internet.
Do you okay? I'll take your cue and start looking it up. But like it's specific phobia for going outside. Agoraphobia.
That's it.
Yeah, he's playing Bruce Wayne with a lot of agoraphobia. He does not really converse with anyone at all. He doesn't seem to have any friends as Bruce Wayne. And when people like catch him in public and say like, "Oh, hey, look, that's Bruce Wayne. He's the billionaire," and he's just like, "Okay," and he moves along, and he basically acts the same as Batman.
Interesting,
because he's just very off-put by most conversations, except Selina Kyle knows that. Wait, no. I don't think Selina Kyle ever realizes that this Batman is Bruce Wayne. But they do kiss in this movie, so that's also very similar to the game. Not the first time.
Yeah, they do kiss.
They do kiss.
Well, sometimes.
Well, I think the game is a lot bolder because in the movie they kiss and then Selena Kyle kind of like waltzes away and Batman's like, "Oh my god." And in the game, Bruce Wayne is very fine having complete sex with Selena Kyle.
Right.
I think that's bold, Telltale, and we appreciate that in a sexless era that we are in.
Yeah, thank you, Telltale.
Thank you for the horniness, Telltale. It went a long way in a comparison with this movie that was not released yet when you made the video game.
Yeah, I mean, you could have brought that horniness a little more to Wallace and Gromit, but
you really could have.
Batman's good.
Yeah, maybe if Wallace had some absolute gumption under his britches, maybe he'd take a little bit more responsibility.
What if Wallace and Gromit, the Telltale series, was exactly the same as it was, but Wallace just had like a huge bulge, like a Bruce Wayne style bulge.
I forgot that point was brought up last episode.
Yeah, I think it would make Wallace a more endearing character.
Yeah, I would say that this game might be one of like the most endearing Bruce Wayne versions we've ever seen of him.
Yeah.
Of the character Bruce Wayne, not Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it up until now. Like, I feel like this is one of the only times I really care that much about Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, whereas the Batman half himself, I think is still really good, but there's probably just more competition there.
Yeah, I mean, when he's Batman, it doesn't... He's not worse, but it's not that far off from your regular Batman that you usually get. But this Bruce Wayne, you just get to see way more of him, way more of what makes him human, how he thinks, how he interacts with people, which is great. So yeah, I really am enjoying that side to this. I wonder if that balance carries over to season 2. I'm really interested in seeing what they do.
Yeah, I hope it does. I'm really excited to see what they do with a lot of the characters in Season 2, provided they follow the assumption that they're still alive, which I don't even know is going to happen.
Yeah, anyone can die. Falcone died.
Falcone died, yeah.
I'm sure others did, too.
You get to ask questions like, where's Falcone in this game? And I think that's really what makes it a good game.
That, you know what? That's what puts it, like, a notch above the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, solid notch. Notch and a half.
Man, have we talked about the actual episode at all yet?
Yeah, well, we mentioned Joker.
Yeah, he was there. He was in Arkham with Bruce. So a couple of the inmates, they paid one of the guards to go in and rough him up a little bit.
Yeah, so as you said, John Doe is this green-haired resident of Arkham Asylum who's never given out his name, despite the fact that, according to the doctor, he's like one of the best-behaved people there.
Yeah, which I wouldn't get. Like,
yeah, based on his whole demeanor.
Yeah, well, like, because he is acting very mild-mannered in front of the doctor, but, like, once you're in the other room with
I mean,
he's
nice, but he's, like, laughing hysterically at everything.
That's true.
Yeah, that's not, like, a great sign.
Yeah, you should probably keep an eye on that guy.
Do you know people in your life who, like, just consistently and constantly have the giggle fits in a way where you can't talk to them for that long? I've met a couple.
I don't think so. That sounds concerning.
It is, but they're fine with it usually.
Yeah, it sounds like they're having a great time.
Mm-hmm. They're just living through it.
They're always remembering jokes.
They are, and I think that's a beautiful trait.
It's a trait I would look for in a significant other.
So, once we get out of Arkham, and for me, it was just that Alfred came with the family lawyers and got us out.
I called Commissioner Gordon, but that also just led to Alfred coming to bust me out.
Oh, okay. I stopped the fight, except it looked like I was fighting, so they didn't like that. But then Alfred got me out, and it was fine.
Oh, interesting. See, I did not try to stop the fight. I took advantage of the distraction and went to call.
Yeah, I didn't want to get in trouble for using the phone.
Yeah, well, I figured, that was the whole point. John Doe is like, "Hey, here's a distraction. I'm gonna do all this."
Yeah. So he's clearly, I guess we have some foreknowledge that we wouldn't have at the time that this game was coming out, which is that the second season of Batman is very, very focused on the Joker.
Right.
And
I wonder
in this
how
episode, he shows up for just the first chapter or two of this episode, and that was it.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been very interesting to have played it at the time, where Joker's like little more, at least so far, Joker's just little more than a small story element. Like, if I would not be surprised if we don't see him at all in episode 5. Maybe like a tease at the end or something.
Yeah, but, and I think important to note, like, at least as played right now, not a villain at all.
Yeah.
No one knows. He likes Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he says, "You know what? I like you. You're a good friend, Bruce."
Mm-hmm. What a burrito. Am I right?
Yeah, I got to taste it before it all came, a water falling out of my mouth, and it was very good.
You ready for bite number 2, buddy?
Yeah, yes, please. Stuff that in my mouth.
Okay. Okay, maybe I was a little too forceful with that push.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
That time it did go down my throat, and it was great. Thanks. So you know what? I feel like I just needed your help a little bit on that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't do a podcast alone. Can't eat a burrito alone.
Yeah, but practice makes perfect too. I'll get it eventually. Yeah.
Po' boys nerfect is my that's what I say about po' boys, which is not burritos.
Po' boys.
Yeah.
Po' boys nerfect.
So during the entire time we're at Arkham, we're not helped out by the fact that the drug is coursing through our veins, and we keep having attacks, residual attacks, even long after the actual big outbreak where we beat up Oswald. It just keeps hurting us. And I thought, this is going to be interesting. Do we have to deal with being Batman while the drug is getting to us? But no, that wasn't the direction. We figure out an antibody pretty fast.
Very fast. You do a puzzle.
Yeah.
You do a puzzle that's easy to figure out, and you have the antidote to this big drug that's been the crux of the season.
On the one hand, I was frustrated sometimes, this drug is making the choices that I make not good. Not work out for what I want them to actually be.
Right. Like the things you can make Batman say, or Bruce say, going a little off the rails.
Yeah, it's kind of like a contextualization of the problem that we were talking about earlier in this season, where I'll pick the thing that says it seems benign. It's just like the words, and then I kind of say what the words mean, but I'll say it either really rudely or really submissively or very aggressively, and that's not what it looked like it was about to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of my agency is taken away in moments like that because that's not what I chose, Yeah. But in the drug state, that's pushed even further, and that's done on purpose to kind of show the effect of the drug.
I like that for this.
I like it for this.
Episode.
Yeah, I don't like it normally.
Do you think it would have landed a little more if it wasn't constantly doing something akin to that before?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it would have.
I agree, but at the same time, I did like them having that thought of, they're going to make a choice of something to say, and because of the drug, it's going to get out of hand really fast.
Mm-hmm. Here's another bit that I really liked about this episode.
Okay.
Harvey Dent is on TV. You watch him, and he's like, "I put Bruce in Arkham myself. It
You're
was
welcome.
Me."
I did it alone, and I had fun doing it.
And he's always playing with his coin, which is a very Two-Face thing. Mm-hmm. And the coin is like, he's juggling it between his fingers. I just think that's a cool animation. It looks cool.
Yeah, I like one at one point where he's just kind of tossing it between each finger later. Like it's just kind of flipping between every finger back and forth.
Yeah. I think I've seen people do that in real life. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
You have done it?
You know, no, I have not done it.
Oh, I have not personally done it, no.
Yeah, I just wanted us to have some common ground.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I bow.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so you liked that part? You liked how
Two-Face is going off the deep end.
Yeah.
So he throws Bruce Wayne in Arkham. Then as Bruce is leaving Arkham, he gets a call from Harvey Dent, who's like, "Why didn't you stay in Arkham?"
I did that.
I did that to you. And Bruce was like, "Well, I didn't want to be there."
Like, fair enough.
It should be fair enough, but Harvey doesn't get this. He sees it as a slight.
What do you mean you don't want to be there?
It's so fun there. So he then later goes on television again and says, "I'm seizing all the assets of the Wayne estate. I'm just doing this. This is something a mayor can do, apparently."
I'm going to take all his video games.
So you're given a choice, and I really like this choice, to show up to talk to Harvey as either Bruce or Batman. And like the trick there is that he's just completely unpredictable at this point.
Yeah, who knows how he'll react to either one.
Because theoretically, he hates Bruce, but also likes Batman, but also he's crazy, and he could do anything.
Yeah, which one did you do?
I went as Batman.
Interesting. I want to know all about it. I went as Bruce.
Okay. So I went as Batman, and Harvey's like, "Oh, thank God, Batman, you're here. I haven't been able to reach you for a while."
I checked all of the grocery stores. You weren't in any of them.
Yeah, the only place I didn't check is Bruce Wayne's cell.
I thought there's no way he would be there. I'm not even gonna entertain the thought.
So, I show up as Batman. I say, "Hey, you should stop going after Bruce Wayne. You're being crazy, and I think everyone can tell you're being crazy." And Harvey seems, for a while during this conversation, like he goes with it. Like, "Yeah, you're right. You know what, Batman? I've probably gone too far. But I'm gonna blow up this building really quick."
Just give me a second. I'm gonna do this real fast.
I imagine this happened for you too.
Yes, he did it, but I went as Bruce, and I was trying to. I was just like, "Look, Harv, you can't do this. Literally nothing happened between me and Selena, but also you don't own her." He even says, like, "You knew I had an..." Oh wait, no, this is when they were talking on the phone earlier. He says, "You knew I had an interest in Selena," so they weren't even dating.
Yeah, from my perspective, I can't really. We did do it, so like, you know, I can't really fight back against that too much.
Yeah, I was like, we didn't do anything, but now in retrospect, I'm like, you two weren't even dating? What the fuck? The only reason we didn't do anything was because I didn't want to hurt your little feelings. Mm-hmm. Oh man, what a dick.
Yeah,
but he also blew up the building.
This burrito's so good, man.
I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. I think that we should do more episodes in which I don't have to work hard or be presentable.
This is a very cash episode.
I think it shows. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I hope everyone listening is having a great time.
If you are listening and you're in the San Diego area, you should go get a Vallarta, California burrito and
Tell
eat it
Mitchell
at the same
Wolf
time
sent
that I eat it.
Yeah, you could be like brothers, kind of.
You could be mouth brothers with me.
Ooh.
Yeah, get excited.
I felt chills.
Yeah, you should. So, by the way, Gordon in this game is not commissioner yet. He's lieutenant.
Yeah, Lieutenant Gordon.
Which I feel like they always got to make him lieutenant, and then like at a certain point he'll become the new commissioner.
Right.
The actual commissioner is Commissioner Gorgon. Or Grogan. It's Grogan.
Man, that's not a name.
Yeah, it's just not Gordon.
Yeah, it sounds very similar, but make no mistake, it is not.
So okay. Near the end of the episode, we're kind of speed running our discussion here. Near the end of the episode, you find out that Harvey, as Two-Face with all of his mayoral power, which cannot be something that a mayor can do, is closing in on the Wayne estate. But also, at the exact same time, Wayne Enterprises is being overrun with the Children of Arkham, and they are going to hack into Wayne Tech, which could be catastrophic for Batman.
Yeah.
So you have to make a choice. Are you going to go to Wayne Enterprises and fix the tech? Or are you going to your house and you're going to save your house?
Which one did you do?
Oh,
you know what?
Tricky little guy. You said it first.
You know what? Here's the thing. I asked you first. This time I will answer first.
No. You asked me first, which means you asked me first.
Okay.
So I went to the Enterprises to save the tech.
That's also what I did.
Okay. It just felt like more of the right thing to do. To save the house is like... Bruce would want that, but it just doesn't feel as important.
Exactly. You want to put an end to the Children of Arkham's whole thing. It's just more important than saving a big mansion house.
Mm-hmm.
Although the Batcave is underneath Bruce or Wayne Manor. I almost called it Bruce Manor. But so it's still some important stuff there. I mean, I
have a feeling that's fine. I have a feeling that's going to be saved.
It's like underground, but there's always the threat of it. Like, I wouldn't have guaranteed they wouldn't come in and like find it or something. It doesn't seem like they did by the end, but yeah.
Yeah, so at the end, after, and we'll talk about what happens at the Enterprises, but after that in the end, you just see Wayne Manor going up in flames, and Harvey's like, hey, if anyone asks, say he fought back. And that's it. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
That's, yeah, so in the choices, it's listed as risking your home in favor of the tech. And that makes me think, was there a possibility that if we did something different with Harvey, even though you and I both did such different things with Harvey, so I don't think that's the case. I think he's just always going to burn your house down.
Yeah, what a mean guy.
It doesn't seem to serve any interest at all. It just is burning a house down. Okay. At Wayne Enterprises, the big change here is that the Penguin now has a monocle.
Yeah, I like that. When I saw it, I was like, oh!
Yeah, so a monocle is always part of the Penguin's personality, but here it's recontextualized because this is sort of like a Google Glass monocle, and he's using that to tap into like all of the stuff that you have access to in your bat visor. So
yeah,
you're
fighting
fighting
you on your level.
You're fighting a bunch of Wayne tech when you fight him.
He's turning it against you.
Yeah. So he's almost the Penguin. He just needs to be, I guess, fatter and older.
Yeah, and give him like the long nose.
Well, I guess that's the mask.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I like it better when it's a nose.
So I assume that even in my game, Two-Face's face is going to be messed up soon. I still think that's happening because he's clearly Two-Face right now.
Yeah.
And the Joker is on his way to being called the Joker. The Cat Burglar is basically Catwoman. It's really just Oswald who like doesn't look that much like the Penguin yet.
Yeah, but I think it's fine. You get it. He's the Penguin.
He's the Penguin. Yeah, so you go through Wayne Enterprises. You have a fight with Oswald. I knock him out.
Stupid fucking Oswald Penguin Man.
Yeah, and I stop the bug that they're trying to put in the Wayne Tech.
Yeah, same. I'm right there with you.
Okay, so all that happened. That all sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Next episode. I guess we're in prediction mode for how we think this is going to wrap up.
Ooh. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
Batman dies, Bruce Wayne kills him. No,
yeah.
I don't think that'll happen because there is a Batman season 2. And also, I don't know what that would look like.
Yeah, you know what? I was curious what your logic was, but I guess
maybe it's like Anakin was killed by Darth Vader in a sense from a certain point of view. And yeah, maybe it could be like that. But no, that won't happen. Yeah, I guess the big question right now is which villains here are gonna really persevere into the end of the season. Harvey Dent, I bet, is gonna die.
I could see that.
I think he's going too far, and he's gonna have to be put down by Batman.
Yeah, get him out of here. You know what's one thing I thought was fun? On that scene where you're talking to him on the roof, it does not say Harvey Dent will remember that. It says Two-Face will remember that.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. Or I might have got that. I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. They're just full on calling him Two-Face now. Like the Harvey we've been friends with is basically gone at this point.
Yeah, I got the first in-universe mention of the word Two-Face at Arkham Asylum when Bruce is like so angry at Harvey and he calls him, "You two-faced son of a..." Yeah, and like that was the first little taste of maybe him being called Two-Face going forward.
Yeah, Bruce is like, "Ooh, why that Two-Face? He'd make such a good villain."
It's wild that his face is so normal for me.
Yeah, he only has the one face, but a black eye. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I think maybe we won't see Joker again, except for like maybe in the outro to the last episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Like something that teases his bigger role in season 2.
Yeah, Vicky Vale as Lady Arkham is going to be the big... Like, her whole story. She's clearly got some stuff going on.
Yeah, she killed her parents.
We didn't talk about that at all. That was gruesome.
Yeah, that was horrendous. Especially since their own little adopted kid was still there.
Yeah, so the Vales are foster parents. And Vicky Vale is apparently... Her original last name is Victoria Arkham.
Yeah.
So she's of the Arkham family. Which is another comparison I wanted to make to the movie. In The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, Batman's mom's family is the Arkhams.
Ooh.
So Bruce is a child of the Waynes and the Arkhams.
So he's a child of Arkham.
Yeah. Wild, huh? And so Vicky Vale is literally the child of Arkham in this.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's not what happened in this story's backstory. That the Arkhams are related to Bruce Wayne. I don't think that's this. But it did make me think about it and wonder for a moment, like, oh, does that mean Vicky's his sister? And like, oh no, probably not. Probably just not.
Yeah, but probably not. It would be quite a twist, though.
Yeah, it would definitely be quite a twist. And yeah, there's a lot of like relationship between what's actually going on at Arkham in the movie, and a lot of that stuff very, very similar to the game.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, any hoozle.
Do you think Alfred's gonna get to go on a Long Beach vacation?
I don't trust him yet.
Even though he came to get you from Arkham. See,
for me, he's like a
for
butler.
me, Bruce was very happy to see me. He's like, Alfred, thank you.
Yeah, he was for me too, but I don't trust him. Mitchell Wolf in real life does not trust this fictional Arkham, or not Arkham, Alfred.
You might have
gentleman.
Bruce around your little finger, but Mitchell ain't so swayed.
Yeah, I'm a little bit smarter than everyone. So
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. See, I'm stupid, so I trusted him.
Yeah, I'm a little bit smarter than that.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, Selena, I bet, is gone for the rest of the season too, except for like she might also have like a very small bit in the outro when she comes back or something.
I could see her coming back to help in the last episode. I feel like you could go either way with her.
It could. Yeah, I guess why would you spend that much time with Selena if she's not going to come back?
Yeah, if they got to be setting up her coming back and be like, didn't think I'd just leave, did ya?
But probably not toward the end, I bet.
Right.
Yeah, so Oswald, as far as like my story is concerned, he's kind of like out of it.
Yeah, he was all tied up. He was like, just cut me down from here, you stupid police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so guessing he's just going to be thrown into the prisons.
Yeah, I would guess so. I'm not sure what he's done for the police to know about and arrest him for. Unless, like, Batman somehow left behind enough evidence to tie him to the Children of Arkham.
Right. Which he could do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that I kind of liked. I liked that you get to see some classic Batman characters in Arkham.
Yeah. Like which ones?
Well, luckily I wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Zsasz. I don't know. That's probably not how you pronounce it. I don't really know him very well. But he is.
Well, the Joker says Zsasz.
Yeah. He's a Batman character I don't know very well, but also Arnold Wesker, who
what's
is
his
Scarface.
like name? Is that just a character?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, Arnold Wesker, who is Scarface, and here he does not have his ventriloquist dummy puppet, but a sock puppet, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it could be like the early stages for him, like starting with the sock puppet until he gets like the Scarface puppet. That was neat. That was fun. I think those are the only ones.
Well, I like how for almost every aspect of this universe, this is early Batman stuff.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
He's
especially
still
with like
really young.
the Joker here.
Yeah.
I like that the Joker is not the Joker. He's just some guy you met here right now who has green hair.
Yeah, and he likes you. He wants to help.
Yeah, and Bruce is just like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, you're a little weird, but I guess I could use any help. You gave me a key.
Yeah, I didn't use it.
Yeah, me neither. Well, I tried. There were things around that you could try to use it on. And then the Joker, or John Doe, is like, you actually tried to use it? That's fucking hilarious, bro.
That is funny, Joker. I understand why they call you that now.
Yeah, they should call him Mr. Funny Man.
Actually, that's the best joke you could possibly tell. Give someone a key, and when they use it, you laugh at them. Very good joke. What, you thought that would open a door?
Oh my god, this guy thought a key would work.
Wow. Yeah, I guess that key is gonna come up later.
Oh, and you know what? I like their performance. I think Troy Baker is playing both Bruce and John Doe.
Oh, really?
I think that could be wrong. I think I read that somewhere. Oh man, now I'm gonna feel like a real dickhead if I get it wrong.
You know,
but good performance.
I think it's a little more over the top for this universe than I would have gone.
I get it. I get that.
Like just a little bit. But
see,
because they're
I
an
think
insane asylum and because it is literally the Joker, I'll cut them some slack, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's him like really trying to reel it in, like trying to seem like he's not like he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he does do that laughing.
He does. The laugh is so much. It's every sentence, which feels like a bit much.
Yeah.
Even in like the animated series, he's never laughed every sentence.
I love him in that animated series. He's just like the perfect blend of being like an actual threat, but also just being a ridiculous, just loser.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one's good too. Like, you don't really get a handle. I wonder how he will be when he's the actual Joker. But I did like him a lot, like his performance in this. I was like, ooh, this guy's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. I think that during season 2, as they expand his character more, I think that I'll probably be more into it as well.
Yeah.
I like that they just call him John though.
Yeah, because no one knows his real name.
Yeah, but even though you're calling him John Doe, you're like to his face addressing the Joker as John.
Yeah. John Kerr.
John. He's the Jonker. He keeps telling jonks.
Not so fast, Jonker.
I kind of don't have that much more to say about this episode. I liked it.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny how both this episode and episode 2, my favorite ones so far, but I feel like they're just... Maybe part of it's just because they are so straightforward. You just get some cool scenes with them, and there's not that much to say. It's interesting that I feel like episodes 1 and 3, I kind of had more to say about them, but then I end up liking 2 and 4 best.
I think that with this one, there's a lot of things they were talking about, like concepts that they were throwing around early in the episode, like the wealth inequality in Gotham, and Bruce Wayne inheriting the sins of his father, and like, is it ethical even to have this money and use it if it's from an unethical source? And a lot of stuff that made Harvey Dent feel like a more compelling character because he was this like true white knight of Gotham, and Oswald Cobblepot feel like a more compelling character because his life was ruined by the thing that Bruce Wayne is being benefited by, and the world around it feeling more compelling. And I bet we're going to get back to that, but during this episode, not much of it came out, outside of, I guess, the quality of care at Arkham itself being seeming quite low.
Yeah, I liked the visuals for Arkham.
Yeah,
like,
I think
they
it
got
looked
the
very cool.
atmosphere of it down.
Yeah. But I guess what I was into with this season a lot was like those kinds of concepts and how they were interacting with our decisions as Bruce Wayne and what kind of responsibility we needed to take because we were born into that situation.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really coming up this episode. So that's my big hope for episode 5, that we kind of wrap up what we're saying about those. We don't just leave them out to dry because we're telling a Batman story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope we see them there. That's just my take. And that's the way the news goes.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to go there. I'll speak my mind.
How about our segments, though? Should we speak our mind about those?
Yeah, why don't we speak our mind about our segments? Mitchell, who's your weekly guy this week?
As much as I said, he's a little bit much, I'm still giving it to John Doe.
Yeah,
I think John Doe was very fun.
Yeah, it's just a fun performance, fun character. Like, I think he just stands out so much, like, for good reason. Like, compare him to every other character. He's fucking laughing. He's going crazy. It's great. He has a strong screen presence.
Yeah,
even when he's not like even when he's just like trying to be calm and cool and talking to the doctor, just the way he delivers those lines, you can tell that he's really faking it. He's really trying to. Mm-hmm. He's putting on a show for this doctor.
He's putting on a show, but at the same time, he is being genuinely helpful for Bruce.
Exactly. He's a big help, even if he did slash Zaz across the face.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it helped me out. I took it. I was like, thank you.
Didn't help Zaz out. He doesn't like Zaz as much as he likes us.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the idea of a Joker that really likes Bruce Wayne and Batman is very compelling for season 2.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that a lot of the marketing I saw about season 2 was like, is he going to be a vigilante or a villain? And if it turns out to be like that, and you know, just like comes down to like, how are you raising your like Chow Garden Joker?
How to raise your Joker.
Yeah, are you feeding him a lot of the Sonic fruit or the Shadow fruit?
I gave him a lot of gorillas.
If it's that, I don't know how that's going to go, but like just this idea right now of like, he's this loaded gun, but like is in your favor, in your camp. Very interesting take on Joker that I don't think I've seen before.
Imagine if he becomes the new Robin.
Yeah, what if Joker's Robin?
That would be crazy. I feel like that's a little too off base, but it would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of different like things that have happened to different Robins in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That you know, I think there's room for it.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm gonna be upset if that's not how it goes. They better cater to my expectations.
How about your golden moment?
My golden moment was Batman comforting the kid at the murder scene.
That was mine too. That was very good.
That really got me. It might be like maybe the only time a Telltale game's... No, not the only time, because there's the ending of Walking Dead Season 1, but I think it's maybe the only time outside of Walking Dead that kind of got me a little choked up.
Yeah.
It's just nice seeing like Batman like drop the stoicism and just be like, hey kid, don't worry, you're gonna be fine. I'm sorry about what happened here. You're cool, and this is like he tells him, you're the kid who saved Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That's just such a little great scene.
Yeah, and there's a few times where you're given options of saying like, it's better if you don't look, and you know that's clearly autobiographical advice.
Yeah,
like he's gone through the same thing. His parents were murdered in front of him.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He's relating to that.
Yeah, for me, he told him, I'm sorry I couldn't save your parents. Really, truly very sorry about that. And I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he didn't just have to come out and say, like, oh yeah, hey kid, this happened to me too. Don't worry about it. Like you just get it. You just know what he's talking about, which is cool. He doesn't have to go on this whole... He doesn't have to explain himself to the kid. Just a great scene.
Yeah, that's actually one more comparison to the movie. There's a part where Robert Pattinson's Batman is investigating the murder of this guy, and then the guy's son is in the other room and he's crying, and then he just kind of looks over and you can tell there's very clearly a relationship between Bruce Wayne and orphans who saw their parents be murdered. I think everyone at least a little bit can empathize with orphans who saw their parents be murdered, but this guy sympathizes with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't come in and be like, that's interesting. This kid, Batman, and Bruce Wayne all had parents who died in front of them.
Yeah, also, and we didn't talk about it, that kid barely mentions it, but like it comes out a little bit of like, yeah, they weren't the nicest people, but, you know, they gave me a home. And now I'm thinking they were probably abusive to Vicky as well when Vicky was growing up.
I could see that.
It would make sense, right? And because
part of
she's
why
clearly got a lot of hatred for them.
Yeah, exactly. And she didn't show any hesitation or remorse for killing them.
She cut out the mom's eyes.
Yeah, you don't do that to someone who treated you okay.
Yeah, no. You don't even cut out anything if they treated you all right.
Yeah, you'd probably just leave them alone.
Yeah. Wouldn't even touch an eye. Choice cut. Mine is probably visiting Harvey as either Bruce or Batman.
Mitchell, we have the exact same segment for all of these.
I love it when our friendship comes out obvious for the world. I just finished my burrito also.
Good job.
Thank you.
You know what? My choice cut was whether or not to take a bite, because I was a little on the fence.
Yeah, what if it was poisoned?
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, this has been truly one of the best podcasts I've ever done. I loved the burrito. I loved the talk. I really liked the video game.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see exactly how it all plays out.
If you want to catch me, you can find me probably like a lot of the time at Vallarta Express. And on Twitter, we put our Twitter handles in the show notes, and we've gone back and forth a few times about like, we want to link to Hive or something? Hive isn't the thing anymore, but no one's going to give me that invite to the Blue Sky. No one's giving me it.
Yeah, I don't know for me, because it's like I have that audience on Twitter already. Not a big one, but like an audience nonetheless. And it's just like, do I even want to do social media enough to start all, like, would it even be worth it to go to anything else?
Yeah.
I guess the only other thing I'm on is Instagram.
Are you doing the Threads thing? Because I think that's so clearly bad.
Yeah. As soon as I read all of the little issues with it, I was like, well, I'm glad I do. And you can't even back out of it. It's like permanently linked. You would have to delete your whole Instagram account to get out of it.
Well, I don't do anything Meta. I don't have an Instagram, and even my Facebook profile, I haven't really touched it in years.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't like their style of doing stuff, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just use Instagram since it's probably the best way I can like
just share
keep in touch with share all my artwork, like see specifically artwork from other artists instead of having to scroll through endless posts and memes and silly haha gifs.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm more of a words guy is the problem.
Yeah, like WordPad.
Yeah, like AOL Instant Messenger.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was Batman.
Yeah, this episode was about Batman. The next one also is going to be about Batman.
Well, we'll see.
What are we playing after that?
Walking Dead? Yeah, Walking Dead. That's the one. That's
Guardians.
Man,
I think we said it even on the show before. What an episode!
Yeah, this episode took some crazy turns that I appreciate. It kept me on my toes, just like this Batman episode.
It is Walking Dead 3. Walking Dead season 3.
Okay.
The New Frontier.
Ooh, I'm excited to play this New Frontier, even though it's old now.
Well, I'm excited to play it too, but until we do, and until next time, have a great summer.
Have a great rest of the summer, everybody.